Four little children will one day live in a nation where they will not be judged by the color of their skin, but by the content of their character. I have a dream today. In what will go down in history as the greatest demonstration for freedom in the history of our nation. We will be able to work together, to pray together, to struggle together, to go to jail together, to stand up for freedom together, knowing that we will be free one day. Let freedom ring, and when this happens, when we allow freedom ring, when we let it ring from every village and every hamlet, from every state and every city, we will be able to speed up that day when all of God's children, black men and white men, Jews and Gentiles, Protestants and Catholics, will be able to join hands and sing in the words of the old Negro spiritual, free at last, free at last. Thank God Almighty, we are free at last.
What's the name of our school? We need to listen to our hearts, right?
We should celebrate it because he deserved it. He risked his life for us to have a voice to speak up against racism.
Hey, this is the franchise Shane Douglas, ECW's original World Heavyweight Champion. Right now, you're watching the #1 wrestling podcast on all of Long Island, Monty and the Pharaoh.
Monty and the Pharaoh. Monty and the Pharaoh.
The Monty and Pharaoh Show.
And you're watching the Monty and Pharaoh Show.
Monty and the Pharaoh. With Monty and the Pharaoh.
Monty and the Pharaoh.
It's Monty and the Pharaoh.
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 Monty and Pharaoh.
It's Monty and the Pharaoh.
And Monty and the Pharaoh. Oh, is it Monty and the Pharaoh?
Yeah.
Monty and Pharaoh.
The Monty and the Pharaoh Show.
Monty and the Pharaoh. To the Monty and the Pharaoh Show. And it's Monty and the Pharaoh, baby.
Watching Monty and the Pharaoh.
With Monty and the Pharaoh. Monty and the Pharaoh. Oh, what a run.
Monty and the Pharaoh.
Monty and the Pharaoh.
Hey, cut the fucking music. When you want the best in professional wrestling, Long Island, there's only one place you're going to get it, right here.
Monty and the Pharaoh. Now, that's not just the coolest, and that's not just the best. That, my friends, is just incredible. Monty and the Pharaoh.
You've got the future Hall of Famer, that rocker, Marty Jannetty, MJ in the house, and I'm sitting here with two more future Hall of Famers, Monty and the Pharaoh. We're doing that stuff and we're going to rock it.
just dreaming it, we're doing it for real. Straight, straight, straight to the top. Working hard every day just to live a better way.
Welcome back to Long Island's #1 pro wrestling broadcast. Monty the Pharaoh, seen every Thursday from 8:05 to 9 p.m. Only here out of Village Connection Studios, out of Rockstar Studios.
#1. Let it be known, I said I'd stop it.
And to the board is none other than owner of this illustrious station, Mr. Jim Savali. Jim, how are you,
The flubber
buddy?
himself.
Flubber.
Listen, sometimes you make mistakes.
First of all, I have no idea
Nothing worse than a live
what
mic.
he's talking about. Second of all, how are you? Keep going, Mike.
All right. And then to the right is the star of the show,
Over
Mr.
there.
Jimmy Farrow.
Yeah.
I will tell you, this show and this station is not without some sort of drama.
Hey, fun stuff.
No matter
man.
what you do.
Oh, brother.
But you know what? We just keep trudging on.
Holy uncut Batman. Go
I
on.
think it just adds to the whole excitement.
Anyway, a
adds.
little tribute to the great Martin
Yes,
Luther
it was.
King.
Mm-hmm.
Thoughts,
All kidding aside.
gentlemen? Would you like to weigh in on that?
Jenny?
Taught in Pharaoh's household that he was a great man.
Yes.
Not sure, how you guys were, instructed at home about certain people like Martin Luther King, but my father had great admiration for him, and it's passed on to me. I completely get it. He took in my opinion, he took the right route, and he was cut down. Nothing but great respect. He had brass-sized cojones, and great talker. Wow, what a speech we heard.
I mean,
Still gives you chills,
Wow.
right? Gives you chills. A little music behind it's really top notch.
And on the subject of music, Bobby Sexton, Electric Sunset, he always was very fond of that speech. He used to bring it up to me all the time. So,
The one thing I can say
Major
is
impact.
there's great talkers and there's great doers.
Yeah, he was
and
both.
he happened to be both.
Yeah, he was both. And what did you say about the gathering during that speech in Washington,
I said
please?
I just can't even believe that something like that took place. Like you see it, you actually see it in Forrest Gump. They showed that scene when he comes back from the military, and when you look at that, you think, something like that's never really real. They can't possibly
You mean when they
get
had
that
that,
many
like,
people.
yeah, right.
Remember they had all the people
Yeah.
in Washington Square, Washington Pond, there, whatever they call it. But when you really see it, looking back in history, and realize that, look, it's not a movie to show, and that was a real thing.
Yeah.
And it's just, I get chills just thinking about it. Like,
Sure.
what was going through their minds, and who knew how far it would come after his death, because it accelerated things after his death.
True or false, and obviously true. He's one of the most important people that have ever lived. I mean, period.
Oh, one of the
Listen,
greatest
Trump made
true
his
Americans.
birthplace a national, on the national treasury or whatever.
You know what bothers me when people, because I've never been in a place where we were off for Martin Luther King Day.
Okay.
But people go out of their way to say,
Did you hear what
we
I
only
heard?
get the true national holidays, and to me that should be a true national.
Did you hear what I
holiday.
heard?
What are the true national
If you don't get off on Martin Luther King Day, your boss is a racist.
Is that what you heard?
That's what I heard.
Ooh, well, that could be a...
What if you work for a major corporation?
They're racist.
What are the true national
They
holidays?
let you off for President's Day. And
Somebody
stuff
tell me
like
that.
that.
Somebody, wait a
Oh, you
minute.
don't get off for that?
Time.
ahead.
What are the true national holidays, please?
President's Day.
What are the days you get off? You know what? I'm going to go
Labor
by
Day.
Labor
Yeah,
Day.
I get off
Memorial.
every day.
Memorial. Fourth of
Christmas.
July. 4th of July.
4th of July.
4th of July.
Okay.
Christmas.
Thanksgiving.
There's
And
5.
New Year's.
And New Year's.
That's
Okay,
it?
that's
Six?
6.
That's it.
Wow,
Wait,
that's a
no.
small list.
But that's,
No,
that's,
yeah.
I don't think so.
That's
In
the
his
list.
Place,
Well,
yeah.
that might be the list that
That's a list that's
What
always
do you
on there.
want? Valentine's Day? He wants Valentine's Day.
You know,
Easter? You don't have Easter off, right?
He wants Smoke of
How about
Giant
Easter?
Doom Day.
How about Easter?
That's April 20th, 420. What's
Smoke
wrong with
some
you?
weed
We have
day,
a day for
bro.
that. That's 420.
420.
Is that really true?
Yeah! Rob
Man.
Van Dam, 420. It is.
I had no idea.
What's up?
Wow,
we have
that's
a
pretty
day.
funny.
We
You
have
do
a
have a
day.
day.
Yeah.
Yes,
we
national
do.
holiday.
Yeah. How
What's the
about-
most important national holiday to you guys?
420.
I think Thanksgiving.
Weed Day. To me, you really want to know?
Yeah.
Wait a minute. My favorite or most important?
Most important.
It's got to be Independence Day. It's the country I grew up in and was born in. The most important? What do you mean, man? You serve.
Little fireworks.
Wait a minute.
Every day is
well, you could get
Independence Day.
technical and say if you're Christian,
Every day is
the
Independence
Christmas.
Day. Every
So
day.
what's the most important
Most
holiday?
important holiday is Thanksgiving. It's the most important
Oh, it's
day of
most amazing.
family,
Yeah,
friends.
that's for everybody,
Everyone
yeah.
in the country supposedly should celebrate it because it is national. It's not based on your
Not religion, race,
or anything like that.
Yeah.
And it's the most important day of the year for.
Yeah, but wait a minute.
Don't emphasis.
Haven't I seen people going, "Oh, it's based on when we came over and we took advantage of the Indians"?
it's just based on-
Isn't it based on that?
Nah, it's just based on getting together with your family.
Seriously, those freaking Europeans.
Wow.
That's what happened.
Wow.
They came over
I
and
never
took
thought
advantage
about
of the
that.
Indians. That's
Did they
that's
really
the
take
complaint.
advantage of the
I don't.
Indians?
This is what I've read. I'm making fun of the rant.
Hey, listen, some Indian's stupid enough to trade his country
Manhattan Island
for a rock.
Wait a minute,
I-
Manhattan. For
Here's
a
an
rock?
apple.
Dude, it was
you
like-
have
I thought
take New York State.
Dude, I thought Manhattan Island was sold for like 24 cents or something like that. They never saw pennies before. They're like, whoa.
Yeah, well,
There you go. Have some pennies.
is that taking advantage of
And
someone?
then they got a pack of gum.
Listen, if you got a pack, if you're a fucking dumbass, I don't know what to tell
If
you.
you're a
Chief dumbass.
Chief dumbass, that's terrible. Holy war dance.
me take pennies from Manhattan Island.
Ay, ay, ay.
All right,
Wait
anyway.
a minute, that was strong, Bo.
Let's
He's-
talk about the
he's
upcoming
Italian.
shows, Pharaoh, coming up
Okay.
on the agenda.
I can't see. Read to me.
Friday, March 6th,
Oh,
we
you're
have
getting ahead of me, man.
Hall of Famer.
Okay.
I'm going to slow it down.
Okay.
Jake
March
the
6th.
Snake Roberts
Beautiful.
in house.
All right.
Thank you.
All
Thoughts
right.
on Jake the Snake, gents?
I heard he's coming in with his snake.
I'll tell you what. You will have an appearance from Mrs. Monty because she is excited and she will be here.
She likes his snake too.
She
wants
likes
to
Jake
see-
the Snake.
Is she coming for the snake?
Not mine.
Wait, how does it make you feel that she
Holy
wants to come
King
see Jake the
Cobra.
Snake?
Not
How does it
really.
make you feel?
It's okay by me.
What if Jake the Snake fell for her and said, "Look, can you want to go out
Fell
for dinner?"
Fell?
You know what?
Would you sell that time?
What is
You know what? That's very interesting you brought that up. And
It
also,
is?
I have a bag of beans in my car. If you plant them, you can grow a plant to the heavens.
All right.
So,
Nice.
both are on the same.
It's Big Show at the top?
Listen, Martin Luther King had a dream. I had a dream.
You had a nightmare.
Jake, please take my wife.
What? That was your dream?
That's my dream.
Were you making a speech?
I had a dream.
You were making a speech
Jake
about
the
it?
Snake Roberts
People
took my wife.
intended this speech?
Yes.
I'm picturing this. This is Martin Luther Bing Bong. What the frig? Next. What were you blogging?
March 7th, the
March 7th.
Soul Patrol reunion.
The next day.
Which was unfortunately ended due to the untimely passing of the Soul Man Rocky
You guys
Johnson.
might have the last planned.
I don't know.
Like the
Doesn't
one
count.
that he had
Yeah,
planned
doesn't
right
count,
before he
brother.
died.
Thank you.
It's we can't announce we're the show that had the last planned
You even have
interview.
you even have the artwork to show that you
That's
had
great.
scheduled.
Jim, you always got the bright side of stuff. I love
Listen.
it. But anyway, we've turned it into a reunion, which will be hosted by
nice.
none other than Hall of Famer Tony Atlas,
That should be good.
along with Monty and the Pharaoh. And we will have special guests. We'll be calling in and be joining us in studio.
Nice.
So that should be very exciting.
Nice.
Right after that, we have AWA former tag team champion and son of AWA champion and owner Greg Gagne on a special 1-on-2 interview. Pharaoh, again, fans know that you're a big fan of Greg. It should be fun.
I tried to get McEnroe. He has not returned my calls.
And then we have the Killer Bee. Then we have the Killer Bees in studio.
Sweet.
Nice.
Yeah,
Sweet.
you a big fan of the Killer Bees?
Back in the day, we didn't have connecting to them. We only knew them through the mags. True or false, for the most part. I mean, did they get a little ESPN love?
No, we were in WWE. They were in WWE.
Oh, that portion of them. Why do I think
You're
of them?
High Flyers, bro.
Why do I think way more of,
Yeah, you're thinking High Flyers.
Way more of...
my connection is Ventura and Adonis against the High Flyers. That was a big deal. And Monty the Pharaoh will be at the big event in LaGuardia on March 7th. We'll have at our table Tony Atlas and the great Sunny Beach.
Wow.
Sweet.
And we want to thank Village Connection for sponsoring us on that event, and we really appreciate it. Anyway, you can catch Monty the Pharaoh every Thursday from 8:05 to 9 p.m. You could also catch us on YouTube, Apple Podcast, Breaker, Google Podcast, Pocket Cast, Radio Public, Spotify, and it's not enough. Catch us on channel 115 every Tuesday from 8:30 to 9 p.m. and every Saturday from 6:30 a.m. to 6:30. And will be soon added to channel 120, along with the new Fox affiliate station, 24/7 Sports Talk. You can listen to Monty and the Pharaoh on drive time from 4 to 5 p.m. So, boy, oh boy, if you didn't like us, you really don't like us now. And by the way, I have to apologize.
What? For what?
The last show I put on cable had some F-bombs in it, and I forgot to cut it out.
What?
Whoops.
Boy, good thing I overslept for that one. Next.
I need the Pharaoh to start cutting my video.
Yeah, we're working on that.
I want to recognize the theme song, Straight to the Top. It's a band called Aqua Cherry. Aqua Cherry, you can get all their songs can be bought on Spotify. You can listen to them on Pandora, Apple Music, and Reverb Nation, or where music is sold.
I love Aqua Cherry.
And also our other band is Wisteria Hall, led by our own Jimmy Farrell, along with his partner, Bart Griggs. Our theme song, In My Dreams. You could also listen to This Life from the album Indivisible. Where'd you come up with the name Indivisible?
Well, I think you remember the name of the band previously was like, or at least what came from what is now Wisteria Hall was Rock Stars of America. So we kind of just stuck with the Patriot.
Is that like a stick to them?
And honestly, too, at the time, it was when, no. What the frig?
It's like we're indivisible.
What?
You're out of here.
It was also at the time that Trump was running.
Oh, really?
So it was kind of like, we were like, you know how politics just swamps everybody in.
That's pretty cool.
You know how it goes.
I also want to recognize your new single, Riding High, on your new 2020 album.
You want to be in the video or what? We're going to think about shooting a video.
What do you need a fat guy in your video
What are you talking about? You're Monty from Monty and the Pharaoh.
It'll bring your ratings down. All right, but before we hit this, I want to go to a quick commercial break. All right, we're back. So we started off the show recognizing the great Martin Luther King. And I want to start speaking about another great American, if you don't mind. What? A friend of yours and ours.
What?
Vincent Kennedy McMahon.
Wait a minute. Wait, whoa.
Yeah.
I would clap for him, but did you just go from Martin Luther King to Vince McMahon?
Vincent Kennedy McMahon.
Are you trying to give somebody a coronary?
Love him.
A certain someone just exploded. What is wrong with you?
Everybody knows my love. And
I love him too.
And he is a great American.
Yeah, he's a great. In my mind, he is. But
listen, I'll even stand up for him out of respect.
What?
Yes, brother.
Stand up
for him. Take my hat off to you, sir.
This is
out of
getting
respect. I will stand up for him.
Come on.
Anyway, our friend Devin Nicholson and your friend Superstar Billy Graham are saying that there's some very upset people from Rocky Johnson's funeral, and I want you both to weigh in on this.
I know nothing about
Vince
this.
McMahon and Pat Patterson apparently spoke out of turn, and Graham said in a now deleted Facebook post, surprise, right, that Patterson called Rocky Johnson a motherfucker.
All
right.
During the funeral.
Keep going.
All right, I want you to weigh in on this.
I didn't even know about any of this. Go on.
Patterson seems to have gone onto a ramp and called Rocky Johnson, laying dead in the casket right below him, a motherfucker, and started his vulgar rant about how worthless Rocky was, and a bunch of guys had to drag Patterson off the church platform and sit him down.
Okay.
Patterson, who just turned 81, must be losing his mind literally. Devin Nicholson, better known as Hannibal, said, we all know Hannibal. He's one of the top pro
sure.
wrestling podcasters, right?
Yeah.
Said everything he's heard so far on his YouTube channel. Him and his buddy Billy Graham always get together and, but they've outdone themselves this time, right?
Okay.
It's also been reported that Vince basically said, let me get to it, that Rocky Johnson was a great worker.
Huh.
But the one thing, the most important he ever did in his life was have a child with his wife, and walked off the podium in his Vince McMahon strut.
Huh.
Thoughts?
Man, beat him with
what are you, speechless? I mean, what are we thinking about here?
Well, first of all, is there any footage of any of this, or where does this come from? I mean, you're telling me this comes from Superstar Billy. Was he there? Who was there?
Make it up.
Where is the eyewitness?
There were like 900 people there.
Okay, and
so
who's
all right? So I'm going to give you. I'm going to give you
or?
Hannibal's eyewitnesses.
Okay,
Superstar Billy Graham.
He was there.
Okay.
Yeah, his supposedly Superstar Billy Graham's wife was there. Who's friends with Rocky Johnson's wife.
Okay.
Also,
all right.
Davey Boy Smith Jr. was there, another lackey for Hannibal.
Oh, he's a what?
Lackey.
Really now? Very interesting.
He's another Hannibal lackey. Whatever.
You know what? I hate this kind of crap. I really don't know what really went down. Can I see Vince McMahon giving Rocky the credit for his career and the credit for having an awesome son that had an even more incredible career? Yeah, I can see that. I don't see where that gets insulting. I don't think that's insulting. They try to make it like it was insulting, the way they worded it. Pat Patterson... Do you think Pat's lost it somewhat? Is that fair? I don't know. He is 81.
Well,
is he?
Right before we got on,
Why would Pat Patterson even do that?
Right before we got on the air,
I don't know about any of
Hannibal
this.
posted friend of the family, Al Rosen, friend of the Johnson family, claimed that the rumors are untrue. Pat Patterson was just talking off color, making jokes.
Okay,
because
Pat
Vince
probably very funny.
And Vince basically, they said it was a long wake or funeral.
Right.
Vince was the last guy on, and Vince basically said, "Hey," and he was probably talking about himself. Was Rocky Johnson was a great worker.
He was,
but the most important thing he's ever done in his life is have
that
children.
amazing,
like any father would say,
offspring that had the Babe Ruth career.
Leave it up to Superstar Billy Graham.
Okay.
And Davey Boy Smith Jr. to twist the bullshit around.
Well, in the past,
and Hannibal.
In the past, that's been the track record for Billy. I mean, obviously, lately he's been on a hate trail for quite a while. So, ugh. Yeah. Ugh.
Our main man Joey just wrote in. Supposedly, a priest or somebody in the church was talking bad about professional wrestling, so that's why they think Patterson went off. Or took a shot back. The fact of the matter is this: you want to get hits on YouTube. You got a couple of lackeys working for you.
What?
Have them say something.
Wow.
Get a bunch of hits, right?
I guess so. I don't know. Yeesh. No thanks.
Speaking of Rocky Johnson.
No thank you.
Rocky Johnson has a book called Soul Man, which has been pulled off the racks.
Ooh. Why?
Why? Because writer... Scott Teal, who writes a lot of the professional wrestling books, was not paid for his writing, and Johnson refused to pay for it. So if you go onto Amazon and try to buy it, Johnson was sent sent one check to Teal for $2,700 dated June 28, 2018.
Where does this stuff come from?
This is real, dude. This is not bullshit, though. What's going on?
This is a mess.
You have a book made, and then you don't pay for it.
I get the whole picture. Wow, what a mess.
Thoughts on that?
That's a mess.
Why would you think someone of the stature of Rocky Johnson wouldn't pay for his book?
I'm not sure what goes behind the details of even releasing.
So Tony Atlas, who's in here, I was on the phone with him the other day. He said Scott Teal also wrote his book, and he's basically Scott Teal converses with the wrestlers, writes down stuff, and then makes the book. Mm-hmm. And what happens is that Scott Teal pays the wrestler.
I almost wish Miller was here because I'm curious as to whether or not when he did the book for the Rascals, if they put money into their own book. I actually don't think that that's what normally probably happens.
Wait, say that again? Did they put
You know,
money
I
into them?
don't think so. What the frig?
Yeah, you
You
do.
know? Wow.
Nowadays, either you got a publishing house to make
That's
your book,
messed up.
or you pay to have your book made.
Of course, that's how.
So in Rocky,
No, he was saying the only option is that you put money in for your own book. I don't think that that's the case all the time.
No,
I
what
think
do
that-
you mean? The
I
wrestlers
think
paying
that-
for their own book.
You know what? I'll tell you what I mean. I think that when a book is written about Bob Dylan and they know they're going to make money on it, they don't go to Bob Dylan and go, "Here, put in money for your own book."
Well,
he's
that's-
made it already, bro.
No, we're saying a book.
So
that-
I'm like,
It's not,
thinking
wait,
about
first of
it.
all, it's not always about the
It's the same.
person.
You
It's
know.
about the actual writer. So if the
Okay.
writer has street like major cred,
Oh, sure.
they're a published writer.
Yeah.
But there's a lot of writers out there, and they're self-published, and what they then do is sell their
I know
book
what you're
to a
getting at on
distributor.
a smaller level. Of course, that happens.
But this
yeah.
this is more than a small level, man.
Probably
It's the way
on
it works.
most the way it works, most of the
and in this
time.
case, right, Jim?
Not
I think
every
I got
case.
it right. Yeah.
Yep.
All right. So anyway, that's where we lie
well,
there.
blah. That's what I say to that. Blech. Frig.
All right, well, good news for AEW fans. The WWE Raw retakes the top spot on cable Monday night viewership.
Yeah, how you like them apples?
Thoughts about that?
Good.
Up 17.2% from the week before.
Why? Because we're getting towards the
Go
Rumble.
home to the Rumble,
That's
baby.
right.
Yeah.
That's right.
Thoughts on that?
It's because it's a great event.
Great
Royal
event.
Rumble is a great event and has been for decades, and it's something that everybody looks forward to. You come back to watch to see
It's an
what's gonna
event.
happen. It is.
It's an event before the Super
It's
Bowl.
a very successful event, and it's my personal favorite, like we said, of the big 4 pay-per-views. I love the Royal Rumble.
And you'll be watching.
Yeah, I will be.
The WWE's launched an unofficial Twitch channel, which, according to the list of upcoming broadcast streaming, The Bump every Wednesday morning.
What is Twitch anyway?
Jim, Twitch?
Twitch is a streaming platform, usually for gaming.
You heard
or
Rob Van Dam
events.
got Impact kicked off of Twitch, right?
No.
Yeah, he was doing like a sex.
Oh, you can do sex shows. you
Yeah,
know.
but he got the whole wrestling company kicked off. 'cause
Nice.
He did a skit where he was in bed with a couple of chicks, and they were like, "That's it, you're off."
I'm willing to bet that...
Prudes.
I'm willing to bet that
Prude.
they just kicked off because no one watches them.
Well,
really.
you know, the 5 people were very upset
They were really upset.
when they canceled it. So they went over and joined the 8 people at NWA Power.
Oh,
There you
that's
go.
not right. I don't like that.
Yeah, well, you know what?
Well, but since you're going to bring it up, speaking of the minor leagues.
Oh!
All right.
Ow! Really?
Speaking of the minor leagues,
No.
AEW had their show on the Jericho Cruise. And it's a tale of 2 tag teams.
Go on.
Kenny Omega and Hangman Page.
Yeah.
Who go back as members of the Elite, defeated SoCal Uncensored.
Southern Cal, SoCal.
SoCal!
SoCal.
That's the name of the team, SoCal.
All right,
Southern
SCU.
Cal.
Let's go on.
All right.
Oh, SoCal.
All right, and they won the tag team titles. Thoughts?
Very cool team for whatever it's worth, Omega and Page. It was a good match.
How long till they break up?
I don't know. I have no idea. Who knows? Maybe they'll make it an interesting story. That would be nice. It was a good match.
You seem really interested in it.
You know,
You seem
why
really
don't you
excited.
tell everybody the phone call I gave you?
Tell people out there.
Oh man, Jimbo! I freaking turn on AEW, and you know how we daily we get pounded with the you hate what we love. You guys like the WWE. You like the Yankees. What's wrong with you? Blah
Right.
blah blah. And I'm supposed to take WCW past and ignore it when I see them on a boat. Dude, it reminded me of the shopping mall from WCW. It reminded me of
Did you see how windy it was on there too? It was like
what
a windy.
is going on? They're on the boat, and I'm like, this. It felt small time. What did I say to you? I was like, Ring of Honor Deluxe.
Yeah, you did say
I
Ring
was
of Honor
like,
Deluxe.
what is going on here? How do you really expect to
Well,
get
that's
to where
why
you
we-
think you're going to get? You stick your chest out every day with your following and say, this is where we're going. You're not going there on that boat. What is that?
That's why we call it the minor leagues of professional wrestling.
You're rough. I don't know.
But anyway, the
about
Tag
that.
Team Gold did
But it was
exchange hands in the major leagues as Seth Rollins and Buddy Murphy win over the Viking Raiders.
Yeah, I love that. I love that.
Did you?
Yeah, I did. I love Buddy Murphy
Do you,
with
think
that.
do you think the Viking Raiders just couldn't get over?
I thought that they did fine. I think that they'll probably get the belts again. You know?
Why put the straps on Rollins and Murphy then?
Why not? You're reinforcing the new addition of Buddy Murphy. Good move.
So are we
I liked it.
Are we taking?
I love Rollins as a bad guy. By the way, I don't give a crap when anybody
what's
says
the faction?
he's awesome as
What's
a
the
bad
faction
guy.
in
It's
NXT?
annoying.
What's the faction in NXT?
The faction in NXT, the Undisputed Era.
Undisputed
Yeah,
Era.
what
So they
about-
gave them all the belts, right? So
Yeah,
you think
I love that.
Do you think that Triple H is just bringing that to
Why
the
not?
main roster and
Why
have
the heck not,
another
man?
group win all the
But
belts?
you know what I think was interesting, though? This is interesting. AOP, you know, they're the tag team. Rollins and Murphy have it. Did you see that little look, like, you know, of like, you know, hey, how come it's not us getting the shot tonight?
Oh, so you think
down the road it's interesting, dude? I like interesting. I want to be able to go. Wow.
But are you
know.
kind of like making this up in your head, or you actually?
No,
see this
I mean
happening
I
on
could
the screen?
see. You don't think that this would happen at some
No,
point?
I'm not.
Why would
I'm not-
AOP be cool with sitting to the side while they have the belts?
But they're not actually playing that role now. You're thinking what's going to happen.
Right
you didn't
down the road.
see any kind
I just
of,
like little seeds like
I
that.
gotcha.
That's all I'm saying, and I do think that has been planted. You know,
All
a
right.
little bit.
Season 2 finale, NWA Power. Nick Aldis beat Ricky Morton to retain the NWA
I
Championship.
liked that match. Go ahead, make fun of it. I liked it. I enjoyed it. Come on, make fun of it.
Really?
Yeah, make fun of it.
What did
Go
you
ahead.
enjoy about
Say-
it?
say
No, I'm going to
something-
bring it back to you. Return serve. What did you enjoy about
it? Was
it?
They told a nice little story in that match. That was nice.
What was the story?
The story was is that the old
The story of a bald guy who won't cut his hair.
Here we go.
Who's 60-something years old against a young buck that's built like a brick shithouse. What's the story, Farrell? What's the story they told?
You didn't like the hip tosses? What's wrong with you? Don't you have any Georgia Championship wrestling?
How'd you like that
left in you?
ending? Oh, time to end the match. Roll up.
I still enjoyed it. You know, whatever, for whatever it's worth. Good show, lad.
Robert Gibson tried to jump in and do a run-in, but he couldn't see his way in the ring. He tripped over himself.
he ran into the ring post. Doing.
By the way, speaking of that, the Rock and Roll Express.
Wow, what a glowing review you have.
The Rock and Roll Express
Yeah,
will be in studio
this
with
is
Monty and the Pharaoh.
This is awful.
All right, we're going to take a quick commercial break.
Yeah,
we'll
we
be
better.
right back.
Oy.
All right, we're back. As I said, the Rock and Roll Express with Larry Zbyszko will be in studio April 19th.
Yeah, great.
Rock and Roll Express is hot right now.
What?
Did you really like that match? Seriously.
Yeah, I really did.
Explain why.
Because I like the old school. I was in the mood for just an old school wrestling match, and I like the tale of the old timer getting one last shot with the world title. What's wrong with that? There's nothing wrong with that. Meanwhile, you're like, oh, show me more of the wedding with Rusev and Lana, Lashley.
It's actually a little better.
Well, no, it wasn't. It's terrible compared to that.
Well, one thing we're doing well here, though, is
Oy.
we're keeping on subject. So
We are?
speaking of old timers, Matt Hardy.
What? Where is that? I don't. Wait a minute. What is fish food? What is that?
Matt has been on a losing streak in recent weeks and got squashed by Eric Rowan in the latest edition of Monday Night Raw. His latest loss allowed him to trend worldwide on Twitter, and multiple tag team champion tweeted that there aren't any more WWE appearances left for him in the near future.
Why is he fish food?
He's fish food, dude. It's like put him out there and just let him get squashed.
Horrible.
Let's take a future Hall of Famer to squash the hell out of him before he wins.
You did have a tank full of Oscars growing up. I do remember that fish food. They just
No, but do you think they're mistreating Matt Hardy?
No, it's time. Whatever, man.
It kind of tells a good story too, right? The young buck.
He's going to show up in AEW in like a month or something. Ugh, with the Dark Order. This is the rumor?
That's the rumor.
I hate the Dark Order. Maybe he'll help them. He would help them. That's sad. Maybe they'll be on the boat. He'll come out of the swimming pool. I'm Mystic again. Because they killed that gimmick.
Dude, could you imagine being on that cruise with all those people?
Imagine being like the biggest giant wrestling nerdy mark with the little chopper hat.
Yeah.
Like going up to like Moxley like, hey man, where's the metal spike that was in your eye? Why are you having a drink with Chris Jericho at the bar? I don't understand. That'd be great.
Oh my
Belt
God.
over his fucking shoulder.
You talking about Larry?
Did that sound like Larry? I don't think so.
WWE Hall of Famer Jerry Lawler is a champion once again at age 70.
What happened?
The Championship Wrestling of Arkansas India promotion sent the word out that the WWE Raw announcer defeated Matt Rivera in a title versus career match this past weekend at their No Surrender event to become the new CWA Arkansas Heavyweight Champion.
Dude, you realize right now you can get in the car, drive down to Arkansas, and slap the heavyweight champion silly? You realize that? You should be champion of Arkansas.
I can be champion of
I
Arkansas.
think we should get down there and make some cash. Call them a couple of names.
If
Let's go.
If I go down to Arkansas, if I go down to Arkansas, can you put on a chauffeur's outfit and like?
No. I don't diminish myself that way. Rah. Nope.
Oh my God.
With a key?
All right. Well, speaking of that, can we get to our my favorite part of the show?
No.
The most annoying wrestling expert. All right, gents. Well, we know it's pretty simple, guys. I'm going to read this week's rant of some wrestling nerd out there that's got something stupid to say, and I'm going to ask you guys to reply on it. Okay?
Okay.
All right. So that's the fun part about it. Are you ready?
No. Go.
Watching a disturbing trend. Subtly, sons and daughters of professional wrestlers, many deceased, are coming out of the woodwork to claim their place in the world of legacy wrestling.
What is this?
Sadly, with minor exceptions, most of these second-geners are badly and ill-prepared to grace the ring footage that their famous parents once graced. Brian Pillman Jr. and Davey Boy Smith Jr. are notable exceptions to this rule. Listen, guys and girls, just because your parent was a successful performer, a promise of greatness is not guaranteed to you. Most times, it works against you. Just ask David Sammartino, or David Flair, or maybe Tessa Blanchard.
Ooh. Ow.
Thoughts?
Ooh.
So, Jim, for the less knowledgeable wrestling fan, he's basically saying just because mommy and daddy were good at their
I
job.
thought the whole thing.
Right.
I think that who has time in their life
Leave it to subtle Sam over here.
Actually think about things like this.
Yeah, well.
Who has time to actually write that down? Someone tells me.
It's very well written. It's very well written.
There's people starving in China. What are you doing writing about this?
Someone tells me make a list of all the things you got to do. I don't even have time to do that. This guy's got time to write a novel paragraph about stupidity. Who is this person?
Leave it to Jim to
Well, the one thing about the most annoying wrestling expert, as you can see, it's posted. We don't like to reveal who it is.
Did you do the crayon thing again?
Sorry.
Did he do the crayon thing again?
Yeah.
Shocking freaking pain in the ass.
Yeah.
I bet it's somebody I know.
Name, please.
No, I bet it's somebody I know. That's a great job.
Farrell, thoughts?
Jimmy Farrell.
Thoughts. It's not Jimmy Farrell. I would never think.
Farrell, thoughts on this?
Oh, God. Do I have to?
Yes, please.
Well, why would you even... I'm with Jim. Why would you even waste your time on this? Do I really have to be giving you philosophical shit on this shit?
I would like some philosophy.
All right.
I would like some philosophy.
All right. Well, in certain cases, it's absolutely true. But what happens when you get role reversal like The Rock? I guess they should all just go home, huh?
Wow,
Don't give anybody a try!
Farrell,
Let's tell Rocky Maivia to go home! Oh, no! You're the son of the wrestler! You know what? Nah, get out of here! If you smell... What on earth? We wouldn't have had that.
Very
so
good.
much for that. What else you got, Mike? What's next?
Well, I want to thank all those...
Buried! Oy.
By the way, I want to thank all those wrestling experts who give us such weekly banter.
No, cannon fodder.
Cannon fodder,
They
very
give us
good.
cannon fodder.
So all these AEW marks and everybody else refuse to give the WWE any props. But let's talk about probably one of the best matches we've seen at Raw in a long time.
In a while, yeah.
Right, Jim?
Oh,
You
yeah.
saw that match.
Oh, yeah.
Right?
Hey,
We can
are
show,
you talking
we can show
about
it to the fans.
with Andrade and Mysterio?
Mysterio versus Andrade.
Oy.
You want to weigh in on that?
Look at Jim. Jim's just like
that ladder,
flabbergasted.
What is that?
How'd you like the falling on the head?
Well, they had a ladder
falling
match
on
for the
It's a
U.S.
special
champion
ladder,
match.
though. What kind of ladder is that? Is that
What do
painter's
you got?
ladder?
What do you
It's a
got?
real
Is
ladder.
that the new painter's ladder?
The new painter's ladder. What?
It folds in the middle and stands
Did
up
he get that
like
at
a...
Lowe's? What's
How
he
much?
get?
That's pretty cool.
How much did you enjoy that match?
I love that match. I thought it was great. I did think that Mysterio almost broke his freaking
Well,
head, though. But
Rey Mysterio was
know.
checked out by the WWE's medical team to make sure he wasn't seriously injured.
Mm-hmm.
But I will tell you that how fans didn't give that, or maybe Andrade in general, props
Yes.
for what's been going on. This guy, he's actually making Nakamura look bad.
no, he's.
Yes,
wait
he
a
is.
minute. No, he's not.
We're
What
intercontinental
are you
guys, and the
talking
U.S.
about?
title is really
Oh,
looking
is that
good right
what you're
now.
talking about?
Yeah.
Well, that's not Nakamura's fault. Let him get some physical opponents that he can shine with. He hasn't gotten shit lately. That's not his fault. You lay off Nakamura. Nakamura's freaking outstanding.
Andrade is
I want
becoming
Nakamura in the ring with Lesnar. You want to see physical? You want to see physical? Why don't they pull the trigger on that? They don't have the balls to pull the trigger on that. They should. Nakamura is awesome. One of the most physical wrestlers of like ever. How about them apples?
But think about this: Rey Mysterio, one of the older guys, right? One of the older guys. He's not losing any juice, even though he loses his matches. He's giving you grade A matches
Rey
every
Mysterio
time.
kicks ass, man. He was kicking ass, and you know what's funny though? This is what that to enhance your point. When Ray in the last few years was in Lucha Underground, the indie, keyboard dudes were going nuts for him. Going nuts, When he went in other promotions, they were going nuts. He comes here and he delivers what we just saw this week. Crickets. What a bunch of hypocritical BS that is, man.
Wait. The crowd was hot. The crowd
Of course
was lit.
the crowd is hot.
was
I'm
lit.
just talking about where's the praise, like you said, and Andrade's getting elevated.
No, instead you want to get props from fans saying Marco Stunt is going to be one of the great wrestlers.
I don't dislike Marco Stunt, contrary to what but come
Dude,
on.
how can you take that guy seriously?
I can't
Stop it!
size-wise.
Stop
I can't.
it! Stop.
I'm not saying that. I'm agreeing with you on that. Sometimes it's just I don't understand the Mysterio comparisons. Mysterio was always chiseled and just built a different way. Just built so different. Just because they're both smaller doesn't mean that they're similar. They're not.
On the other hand, give Luchasaurus to the WWE. That guy
To
needs
do
to go to
what?
That guy rocks.
Yeah,
man.
but what is he going to change him into? Tyrannosaurus? He's not going to be able to use the name. What's he going to call him?
You come up with something.
He'll do something stupid.
All right, we're going to take
You look like a Stegosaurus.
We're going to take a quick commercial break, and then we're going to go over our Royal Rumble predictions.
Scales on his back. Ugh.
All right, we're back. Sunday, the Royal Rumble. You want to talk a little NXT before we get into it, or your thoughts on what's going to go on in NXT?
No, nothing right now.
Shayna.
blanking out.
What are you thinking of Shayna?
What about Shayna?
Is she going to become the next women's champion?
She should be.
All right,
But
I'm going to give you.
No, I don't think so.
I'm going to give you your matches, and I
Ray
want
is
you
pretty-
both. I
Ray
want
is
you
pretty
both to weigh in
strong.
on your predictions. You ready?
Yeah.
Sheamus versus Chad Gable.
I'm supposed to have a prediction on this. Sheamus is going to destroy him. Sheamus is coming back. Sheamus is winning that match.
I think that's his comeback.
Yeah, he's going to
And Chad Gable,
kick him into the 10th
he's
spot.
done. No push for him anymore.
Not with Sheamus
Shorty
returning.
G. Shorty G done.
No, I can't.
It's either he loses
No.
and that's the end, or he comes back right here.
Yeah.
All right.
Well, he ain't coming back.
So I think we all agree that that's pretty much a squash match. Sheamus.
Real
wins.
quick on NXT, Keith Lee's going to win the. You think he's going to win the North American title?
He won it yesterday.
He did win it. It
He
happened
did.
already.
He won it yesterday.
Wow, man! How did that? That was on last night's
He
telecast.
won it clean.
Interesting. Nice.
And also,
they didn't try to break it up or anything, huh?
Straight clean win. They gave it.
Wow.
to him clean.
Okay. Good. Thank you.
And if you
Why
caught,
didn't you flag me on this? I
Well-
didn't even get to watch it yet.
if you caught, if you caught,
No wonder I can't see. Oh, nice.
sorry, if you caught CM Punk, he wants Keith Lee to win the Royal Rumble.
Ooh, that's interesting. CM Punk's pick, huh? Where is Punk in all of this anyway? Go on to the Royal Rumble.
Do you like that pick for Keith Lee to win the Rumble? I want to talk about the Rumble, but
Keith
I just
Lee-
want to mention what Punk
Keith Lee
said.
versus Brock Lesnar? Wow. They'd never do that right now. He's still coming
He's not
up the
ready.
ladder. Yeah, he's
He's
still
not
coming
ready.
up the ladder, man. I don't see it.
And the bad news for everybody, if anyone doesn't know, it's already Kane has been slated to wrestle Lesnar at WrestleMania.
No, he's not.
Yes, he is.
That's horrible. Who told you this?
Oh, it's in.
Oh, it's in.
It's
Why
a
isn't
lock.
Kane? Oh, it's a lock.
Kane is the guy.
Kane versus Brock Lesnar.
Yes, it is.
You're out of your mind.
All right, you heard it here, Jim. Kane,
heard it.
Lesnar,
Why?
WrestleMania.
Why? Please tell me why.
Why? Because guess what?
Because guess what?
2020 Hall of Fame. Who's getting inducted?
So they're going to give him the main event at WrestleMania versus Brock Lesnar. That's the biggest crock of crap I've ever heard.
All right, well,
that's terrible.
You'll apologize. to
I
me.
won't apologize. I'll rant even louder. I'll be like, "What the kind of crap is this?"
Roman Reigns versus King Corbin. Again, WWE haters. King Corbin sucks. They keep pushing him. Why do they keep pushing him? The guy's gold.
Who's winning? You first.
Roman Reigns.
Roman Reigns.
Me too. King Corbin at the top of the hill, pushing him really hard. Who's winning? Roman Reigns.
Well, because we all know that Roman Reigns is fighting the Fiend at WrestleMania. I mean, it's like, come on already.
Right. Go on.
All right, here's a pretty important one.
What?
Becky Lynch versus Asuka. Asuka's gotten the upper hand on her quite a few times
Right.
here. Asuka, one of the greatest women wrestlers around.
Yep, true.
Asuka tag team champion, Kabuki
True,
Warriors.
true.
Against the man who seems to be getting a little flat lately. Thoughts, Pharaoh?
Becky.
Very simple, Becky.
Yep. Becky.
I'm going Becky.
Yep.
Wow. No surprises here.
Nope. Go on.
Bayley defends a SmackDown Women's Championship against, you're my favorite, Lacey Evans.
Why is it my favorite? Why is it your favorite? All of a sudden, Lacey Evans? What are you talking about? This is the world of Mandy Rose and Alexa Bliss. Lacey Evans. Weep, weep. That's like Charlotte Flair's cousin.
Nick?
Bayley.
Wow. Jim?
Yep.
Bayley.
Yeah.
All right, I'm going to go off you guys. I'm saying Lacey Evans wins the SmackDown
why do you do
title.
that?
Because I think they're setting up Lacey Evans to go against Sasha Banks at WrestleMania. It's Sasha's time.
Boo. It might be Sasha's time to do it against and have a turn with her own friend again.
Which would be the better match.
Yeah.
That's what they're going to do.
But they're already setting up Lacey. Sasha keeps
sexy
avoiding
enough.
Lacey. I
Not
agree.
sexy enough.
You're
Nope.
100% right.
Nope.
If you really want the match,
Bayley's
it's Bayley,
winning.
right?
Bayley's winning. At least I think she is.
All right.
We'll see.
All right. Bray Wyatt versus Daniel
Kane
Bryan.
versus Brock Lesnar. Go on.
Bray Wyatt versus Daniel Bryan Universal Championship strap match.
The Fiend.
What do you got there, Jimmy?
I don't know.
I'm going to go with the Fiend.
Yeah, I think the Fiend's going to win.
Well, you guys going with the Fiend. I'm going to go with the
Daniel Bryan.
Daniel Bryan.
Yeah.
Look at you.
Just to be like the.
Just to be the
imagine
annoyance.
if I win.
Such a
against you guys.
Such a calculated process, you know.
Imagine if I win against you
Well,
guys.
let's-
Jim, of all these matches we're picking, that's the one that's totally guaranteed you're not going to win.
All right, man.
That one's a lock.
Look at him. He's going to
This
place
guy
a
might
call.
wake up that
He's going to place a call.
I'm taking down the whole establishment.
Nah, he's going to place a call. Pat Patterson, please.
Pat Patterson, please.
Give
You
me the-
motherfucker.
Send me the booking directly.
Women's Royal Rumble.
Ronda.
I'm going Ronda.
Yeah.
Ronda.
Rousey.
And Ronda's not even announced for the Rumble.
That's right. That's right.
Real quick, though.
Right.
Shayna Baszler,
Yeah.
sorry,
Yeah.
is going to be in the Rumble.
Right. If you don't see
Is
Ronda,
it her time?
If you it's already been her time. If you it's in the past. If you don't see Ronda, it'll probably be Shayna. That's what I think.
That's it?
Yeah, I think that it should be Ronda. It makes sense.
All right,
to be Ronda.
wait a minute. I'm going to make a change here. I just was thinking more properly. I'm going to go with Sasha Banks.
Huh?
What?
Because Lacey
All
Evans
right.
is winning the title. Sasha's
Interesting.
going to win the Rumble. And then there's your challenge. Right
What if Becky just holds on to the title and Sasha wins the Rumble? It's still face. Can't she go after choose?
Well,
what-
she could choose,
She
yeah.
could choose,
But she'll
she's gonna
choose.
be able to.
But she's SmackDown.
I don't know. We'll see.
All right, you heard it.
We heard it.
All right, Sasha Banks,
Sasha
Lacey
Banks.
Evans.
Mm-hmm.
Men's Royal Rumble.
Interesting. You go first. I have to process.
All right, I'm going to go with this gut move.
I have such a weird feel about this one this
This
year.
is
It's
this
like
this has a
gray.
potential to be one of the
Gray
best
area.
Royal Rumbles ever.
It could be really, really good.
I
agree with that.
I have
really good.
I do feel that Lesnar will be just killing people for the first 20 minutes of this match.
Okay.
As they come in, he's just going to be chucking them out.
Okay.
And he's just going to be laughing and laughing and laughing.
Right.
And then I'm going to say the big red machine's going to come in.
Which
and he's going to toss
Kane!
And he's going to toss Lesnar.
Why are you doing this? He's not going to toss Lesnar out. This is awful. Awful. Who's writing this? You're fired. You're fired. That is horrible. Please give me an alternative. Please give me a different one, Mike. Makes sense. Give me the phone call from 1985 and do a little fucking sense here. It does stop with Kane.
Right. I'll go on the fun end.
If you say the Hurricane instead of Kane
I'm
out,
going to say Rey Mysterio's kid comes out and throws Lesnar out.
Suck, man. I'm getting nothing here. Are you doing this on purpose? Or
I'm telling you that Kane is throwing
Lesnar
out.
If this happens, I know you know someone now at the office, and I'm going to be like, you better cut me a check soon because there's something going on here. You know, something's going on because there's no way this should ever happen in any wrestling reality.
So are you saying if I get all my matches right here?
No, if you get
I know someone on the inside.
No. If you get the Kane thing right, forget the other matches. I don't care if you're 0 for 9. If you get the Kane thing right, you know someone because that's BS. There's no way that's happening.
Okay.
All right, fine.
What are you going with?
Well, unlike you, you just gave two scenarios, so I'm going to give 2.
Okay.
The wrestling analyst, that the nerd part of me says that if you're looking at the roster, there's only one guy who probably should win it, and it's McIntyre. But if they're going to do anything right, and if they're going to take advantage of timing, I can't get past Paul Heyman keep saying there is no one currently on the roster who is worthy of fighting Brock Lesnar. So here's my 3 guys I want to run by you.
Go ahead.
Guys that are currently not on the roster and who on earth could possibly main event with Brock at WrestleMania. John Cena. The Rock. CM Punk. Any chance of any one of these 3 coming out? Cena, I don't think so. We've seen it before. Punk would be the best thing ever, and the timing would be insane, and the cash would be through the roof. However, storyline-wise, history-wise, who is the guy who beat The Rock and sent him off to Hollywood all those years ago? Brock Lesnar. If The Rock shows up fresh off this some terrible, unfortunate tragedy too, I mean, and wants to do this, because he's respecting the business and love of his father's memory and everything. If he comes back and does something like that and tosses Lesnar out when Lesnar's the last guy and he thinks he's won the damn thing, could you imagine the reaction of the crowd? And then we have Rock versus Brock, the rematch from 20 years waiting almost for oh my God. So there's 2 incredible scenarios there. I'd like to see one of them happen with Punk or Lesnar. Punk or The Rock. Any chance?
I got to tell you, that's some great writing.
Oh, see, that's
some great writing.
That is.
It's probably got as much chance as Jake the Snake and my wife running off together.
What? We're back to your snake.
Yeah.
Wow.
Listen,
put your snake back in the basket, please.
love your storyline.
Oh, why not?
But it's impossible.
What about Punk? Why is Punk impossible? That's not impossible.
Punk is not impossible.
Why not
Does
Punk?
it make sense?
Yeah, it does. I could see him just dropping him up on his shoulders while he's celebrating. What the hell? Droop, bang, flip.
I'm back.
Oh my God, that place would go ballistic.
Hey, there's no doubt you
please.
think you know me's coming out, right?
Yeah.
You know that's happening.
What if he wins?
That would be off the hook.
What would you mark out?
I would mark out.
Oh,
you'd love to see Edge and Lesnar?
I would love it.
You think Edge got enough in the gas tank?
Yes.
Wow. But isn't that asking a lot? He just came. If he's coming back with that neck,
why not?
Oh, that's just.
But I'll tell you what.
Flirting. Well, Daniel Bryan.
Not happening.
What?
It's not going to happen.
No.
He's coming out. He's
so
going to wrestle.
Come on, don't give me Kane.
It's Kane.
I'm telling you logically, it should be McIntyre.
It's Kane.
It's going to be Punk.
It's Kane.
Or The Rock.
It's Kane.
Why?
It's Kane. That must be Kane.
It's going to be Taker, and he's going to avenge his one loss to him. He's going to get him.
Oh.
You're reaching, bro.
Oh, Kane's not reaching.
Jim, I want you to mark this date
This
down.
is awful.
Because
You know
this
someone.
Sunday,
This
it's
is-
happening.
We have it on video.
It's happening.
Wait a minute. Is this like, and if Lesnar beats him at WrestleMania, he becomes mayor of his town? Is that the deal? Because this is freaking awful.
By the way, you
Awful.
should catch the Stone Cold podcast with Kane. It's pretty damn good.
Huh.
You still get the network?
Yes. I don't watch the same shit.
Yeah, you don't.
You know that. You're like, wow, check it out, documentary.
Anyway, we got about 2
I'm
minutes
watching
left.
matches.
You guys want to weigh in on the political atmosphere
What?
of the impeachment of our great president?
Of our great president. Here we go. Oh, boy.
You guys want to
There goes
weigh
Happy
in?
Hogan. Go ahead, Jim. Come on, man.
I just really have no words for any of it. I think that the last 3 years have been a disgrace.
Oh, boy. Regarding?
And, I think it's about time that maybe in 2020 election we set things straight.
Do you think he'll run 2020?
What?
Do you think he'll run?
There's no way he's not.
Do you think he's had enough?
No.
Why is a man of his stature want to go through this kind of
If you
BS?
read an interview that he made some 30 years ago when he was interviewed and asked if he'd run for president,
Okay.
he said, I would if my country needed me. This man is really... Look, no one's saying he's straight A, perfect, doesn't do some crooked stuff on the side. Who knows? But this man is what's best for our country right now because he doesn't need what these other people are taking. Which is,
so you're saying he doesn't have the needs that
he
some
doesn't
people
need the
may.
money to take in,
But at what point is a guy? He's got to be 70-something years old, right?
72.
He's 72. Do you think at some point he's like, you know what? This just isn't worth it. Like, look, without a doubt. First of all,
he's living the greatest life, probably, man. He's flying here, flying there. He
was doing that before.
Number one man on the planet. Trump's ego is so big that this is perfect for him. He's the number one man on the planet.
So many people will say that President Trump puts himself before the people because of his ego. Thoughts on that?
I don't see how he's ever put Do you really think that he was trying to get Joe Biden? I don't think Joe Biden's a threat to Trump. I don't even think Trump looks at Joe Biden as a threat.
I think President Trump is definitely vindictive.
I think that what he asked of Ukraine is, look, Hillary could be 2 seconds away from being prosecuted, and Bill could decide, or she could decide to run for president. Now we can't go after her because she's a rival of, Trump can't try and prosecute her or go after her because now she's a rival.
It's a good point.
She's running for president.
Listen, I am pro-Trump. I'll say it on air. I'm a big
Just run for
President
president.
Trump.
I don't think Joe Biden was in the race, and then all of a sudden he was. Why did he go in? Maybe because of what was coming.
Look, everybody's got skeletons in their closet. The problem we have in this country, we opened up the show with Martin Luther King, right? And, the country was never in a worse place back then, right? I mean, the race wars were...
Yeah, everything was divided. It wasn't just race. It was everything. It was philosophy. It was all sorts of things were clashing.
So
just like now.
Right. Well, but the thing is, the great Martin Luther...
So remains the same.
The great Martin Luther King brought people together, but, again...
Right.
Martin Luther King had skeletons in his closet too, right?
I'm sure.
We all do.
Right.
And
you know what's a big illusion? You know what's a big illusion to me? It's very clearly being portrayed that President Trump is a divider. What I don't think has been clearly portrayed is that President Obama was a divider too.
Oh my God, the country was never
And
so
it's
divided.
funny how that doesn't get portrayed because there's no tolerance for that kind of thought. Well, guess what? Some of us were not doing backflips when President Obama was doing certain things. I never, ever publicly slammed him. I have too much respect for the position. This is how I am. If a president is supposed to back your president, I find the impeachment trial to be a witch hunt. It doesn't matter which side I'm on because I'm not on either side. You know how I feel about that. I'm on the right side. I don't give a damn. I have no loyalty to either party. You know that.
But how do you feel about how do you feel about the fan that watches Jimmy
hunt.
Farrow and says, Jimmy, why do you have to choose Obama as the comparison? Why wouldn't you choose Clinton? Why
because
wouldn't you
we're
choose
fresh
Bush?
off the heels of the previous president, and the country has slowly metamorphed to this condition currently. To ignore the previous chapter is not to understand the book in full. So you have to do what came before you. You don't get the Beatles without Elvis Presley and those 3 awesome chords. So there has to be a predecessor to the current mood and mindset of this country. And I do think that that's BS, that it's an illusion that Trump is the divider, yet the other side doesn't divide. Yes, you do. And there are plenty of divisions coming from your side. I think the biggest difference I have found is that there's a lot more tolerance coming from one side in the ability to debate without walking away with your diaper in hand. Sorry, that's how I feel about it. You can figure out which side that is. Go ahead. I'm not going to spell everything out.
One thing I will say, the one thing President Trump has brought to this country, I've never seen more people involved in politics in my whole lifetime I've been alive. People actually care about what's going on in the country, which is something you didn't see in previous presidential, situations.
I didn't, and to be fair, I didn't appreciate the witch hunt on Bill Clinton back in the day with Ken Starr. I find it hilarious that Trump has Ken Starr. I don't like Ken Starr. I'm sorry, that's just me. I felt he was part of a witch hunt years back on Bill, that I didn't care what Bill was doing with his pecker. I didn't give a shit. I didn't care.
Yeah,
this is me.
A small part of it.
Jim, was that on purpose? A small part of it? What do you say? What do you say?
Obviously, Jim is an anti-Clinton guy.
Politics. I'm sorry.
I did too.
I thought Bill was good.
I thought Bill was a great president.
You know what I'm doing? Whatever, man. I thought Bill was good. I thought Reagan was good. They come from different sides. I thought they were both good.
I gotta tell you,
they were both good.
I gotta tell you, as I'm sitting here talking to you, I'm like, maybe I should start smoking weed because you sound very intelligent.
Thank you very much. I tried, but you know
did
what? My
really good
father
job.
was very passionate with politics, so I listened. I grew up in a house. I remember when Reagan got elected, my parents were mortified. Oh no, they kept dropping Bonzo because he was in the monkey movies or something like that. And I was like, what's your problem? Oh, he's just an actor. He turned out to be a very good president. Whatever. Did I miss something? We were pretty strong during the 80s, weren't we, Jimbo? Oh, yeah. Did I miss something? I mean, houses were worth money. People had jobs. I had a job. I always had a job in the 80s.
All right.
Whatever.
Well, anyway, we're out of time. I want to thank all the fans out there. Without you guys, you wouldn't make Monty and the Pharaoh the way we are. Anyway, catch Monty the Pharaoh every Thursday from 8:05 to 9 p.m. right here out of Rockstar Studios, and you can catch us on channel 115 every Tuesday from 8:30 to 9 p.m. and every Saturday from 6 a.m. to 6:30, and catch us on the new 24/7 sports channel on Friday, drive time from 4 to 5 p.m. You can also catch us on YouTube, Apple Podcasts, Breaker, Google Podcast, Pocket Cast, Radio Public, and Spotify, and soon we'll be on channel 120. 20, thank you. I want to thank all the sponsors out there. If you could do a quick roll call of sponsors and cut us out, Jim. This has been Mike Monty.
This is the Pharaoh. Till next week.